Welcome to our home.
Go.
Hi, Plasticjunky here in my toy cave with Proto Man from Proto Retro and Joe Nerd with the third one. Sorry, I interrupted. From the third one of Alex McGee's Alice in Wonderland. This is one of the why I collected this small line. I don't finish the whole set because they're impossible to finish. It's redonkulously rare. It's incredible how much they're worth these things. This one did come out in 2002. This is Series 2. This is the Jackalope. One of the characters from Alice in Wonderland, American McGee. I'm going to show you a little bit underneath. See? There's not much articulation. There's the joint here on his knee. But, you know, like it looks like there's articulation on here, but there isn't at all. There's a little bit, but it's really hard. It's so stiff to move the arms. It just stays in the position that it is. Like the plastic itself is really, really cool. What I give this Jackalope, I give him a 5 out of a 5 because he's just 5.5. He's just, the paint job is amazingly cool. He appeared in the video game of Alice McGee's Alice in Wonderland. They reissued, like I said before, they reissued the figures in more articulation. Like, I'm curious to see how they're gonna make the Jackalope and the other characters. Like, they made the Curious Cat separately now from Alice McGee. Sorry, from Alice in Wonderland. From Alice, sorry. Let's say Alice. And I looked at it at one of my friend's store called Toys on Fire, and I really didn't like them. I didn't like the packaging, that it was made like a Marvel Select packaging. It was like, really, why? It's so, and the articulation is way too much. So basically, when one of those figures ever fall off the floor, it's gonna be all moving like a rag doll, and I hate that shit. Anyway, I like when figures are not. I don't mind if figures are really articulated, like say a Matty Collector's He-Man or a Marvel Legend that has about between 15 and 28 points.
Or any Todd McFarlane figure.
Or any, yeah, Todd McFarlane figure. They don't have much articulation.
Exactly.
There you go. I don't mind if they have a lot of articulation, but like I said, I collect everything. I even have a lot of PVC figures, like Muscles. They don't have articulation. Guts don't have articulation. Army Ants don't have articulation. Do you think a lot of Godzilla figures have articulation? Not really. And why is the paint job so nice? Because when you start putting too much articulation, I find that it takes away from the paint job. McFarlane was smart about his figures, that like Proto Man said before. He said that take away 3% of the plastic, but let's put in a lot of paint job.
Well, his theory was, and what was his recipe to success that he said, was take 3% away from the plastic, put 3% more into the paint, and people will buy the figure. And that was true. That was during a time where Toy Biz was really ruling with the X-Men and Marvel line, and Batman was doing really well with their animated series, and DC and all their stuff with their Bruce Timm designs. And Todd McFarlane really wanted to break out from that and do something that was better. And he saw that if you take 4% away from the plastic, but put that 4% of budget into the paint instead, you could really sell more. So by sacrificing an extra joint or two for knee articulation, let's say, which no one really uses anyways.
No.
You know what I mean? Like a knee articulation, and putting that then 4% into paint and give it extra details and
extra weapons,
you know, shadowing and just giving it more, you know, like a
nice
wash look or something. It adds more to the figure, and that's why his initial run of Spawn, although by today we find it so archaic, that first run, but back then it was revolutionary, especially the Violator and Medieval Spawn, another good example of that. Like, those were some really gorgeous looking figures, just paint wise. Not to mention it came with a comic book and the packaging was unique at the time, but just it was a big difference, and that was his secret to it. And he, again, and look at Todd McFarlane today. Despite the fact that he has limited articulation, his stuff still sells amazing because he knows that a lot of people, they buy an action figure and they're going to put it in that one pose and it's going to be on the shelf anyways.
Half the time, between me and you, between all us, we're collectors, like we're like 20 friends. Well, I'm including Proto Man and Joe Nerd and the Godfather and another 16 of my friends. We're 20 in all. This is the small little unique family. But you know, like, he has other friends that he has more. If I would say all my friends that are collectors, it's impossible. I have 20 friends in all. I'm telling you, when we talk about action figures and we talk about Spawn McFarlane, we always say this: don't open it, because honestly, they break so easily.
They are fragile.
They are fragile, and the packaging. He got, over the years, he got better and better and better in doing the packaging and making them nicer. You could hang them on the wall. But I've looked at so many videos of people that do Spawn figures. Do you see one open? No. And it's freaking boring as hell. They don't touch none of the horror stuff. They only touch the Spawn figures, and it's boring because who wants 10, 20 different Spawns? No offense, that's my opinion. I still collect Spawn. I have a few Spawn figures in my collection, but not randomly. This figure, honestly, it's something that if you're gonna buy it on the now market after 10 years, you're gonna pay a lot for this. I paid a lot for it in the package. I paid probably like $67, $75. Now, in this condition, that's how much it's worth, loose. In the package now, you're gonna pay double that. I'm saying this is because the new figures now, it's good that they remade the video game. Is it the same company that made the video game?
It's still EA.
Okay, so EA rebooted the video game, probably part 2, I guess?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know specifically the title.
And they restarted the figures. Like I always said before, and I say it again, I like video game action figures, but I'm really, really picky on stuff. Like if they want to make a video game of Devilman, boom, I would go buy that video game. And I like Devilman, the action figures, but it's such a niche collection that a lot of people don't like Devilman. It's like if you would take Godzilla compared to Devilman, there's more Godzilla followers than Devilman followers. Anyways, that's my opinion. So stay horror and stay plastic. Thank you.